What's up, everybody? Welcome back to more Detention. This is the last and final chapter. This is chapter 4. And the story is unfolding. We found out that Fang has a very serious relationship with Counselor Chang. Miss Yin told Chang to call off their relationship, and Fang overheard that. Now, chapter 4 is where the story fully unravels. So, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe down below. And let's get into the final chapter of Detention. Let's go. Can't go through this way at all, so we have to go outside. Let's check in here also. Okay, this is where we encounter one of our 4 choices in this chapter. Answering these choices correctly determines what ending you get. So if you give the correct answers, you get the true ending, which is the best ending in the game. If you don't answer them correctly, you get the bad ending. So I am going to be trying to answer them correctly so we can get the best ending of the game. But first, let's look at an event. Anything? No. So we're going to talk to the true spirit of Fang. So let's talk to her. Our life would vanish, but not our guilt. I am you, yet you are not me. It's the sin that makes you linger in this realm. Memories, like mirrors reflecting the true likeness of your soul. In a world full of pain and suffering. Fang Ray Shin, what do you feel? What do you fear the most? So we have 3 choices here. We have losing my family, losing my life, or losing myself. Now, in order to get the best ending, you want to answer this question saying losing myself. Believe that we are all born free, eager to walk on your own path, and afraid of losing yourself. You are me. So we answered the first one correctly. Well, I'm gonna save the game here, actually, and then I'm gonna go back as the spirit. Alright, now we're wandering through the school. We can go upstairs, but I'm gonna clear everything on this floor first, like I normally do. Okay. The door is blocked by an unknown force. Can't go through this door just yet. So we have to continue our way down the hall. We come back to that door there. Let's try this door. Okay. We have talked to the spirit yet again. The way forward is the path to your past. However, the road ahead has crumbled. Lead me anywhere, and I will follow you like a shadow. Alright, so we gotta move. Well, we gotta go this way. We gotta go this way. And our shadow will follow us, like the reflections in the mirror from the last chapter. So, let's go. And that reflection, that shadow will stay over there until we go to the opposite side and open the door. Let's talk to this one. The sliding door is wrapped in barbed wire. Okay, can you open this door? We're going to continue forward. So we pretty much got to go all the way around so the shadow can stay in the area that it's in. There's another spirit here. Let's talk to it. Who can be calling at a time like this? And you can hear the phone ringing for a little bit. Alright. So now we enter through this door, and the spirit will be on the other side. And there goes the spirit. Let's talk to it. Remember when you enrolled? So full of passion. Participating in every school activity, showing off your academic abilities. Grabbing the attention of your peers and teachers. Then things took a turn for the worse at home. All the attention quickly turned into unwanted scrutiny. So you choose to escape, to turn a blind eye, grim acceptance. In order to get the true ending, we have to say to escape. The world is immeasurably vast. There is always a place to hide. You are me. This place is completely lifeless. Even ideas are buried here. Remember to thoroughly destroy each book and add the spirit money to throw them off. There can't be any intact book pages, or else this would be for the naught. Hey Wei, you're closer with Miss Yin. I heard that she had to flee the country overnight. Is that true? I'm not sure. She never said anything about leaving. Unlike Miss Yin, we don't have the connections to guide us to safety. Aren't you afraid? Well, actually, what bothers me the most is, do you know how the reading list got leaked out? Stop asking questions. I am as clueless as you. Let's just hurry up and finish this. We don't want to get caught. Alright. So Miss Yin fled the country. And we have a note over here. Let's read it. Added to journal, a written verdict from the court. A written verdict from the court. A torn piece of the verdict. Chang Ming-Hu, district level educator, so Counselor Chang, is found guilty with students Wei and others of collusion with communist forces. Chang Ming-Hu is to be put to death after the court's ruling. Wei Chan-Ting pleads guilty to affiliation with communist forces. Reading of prohibited texts with rebellious and corrupt thoughts will be sentenced to 15 years jail time. So, we know that Counselor Chain was sentenced to death after being caught, after the book list got leaked. And we know that Wei and other students Wei served 15 years in jail, while some students also served time in jail, but some were executed like Counselor Chain. So this stuff is under martial law. So anything affiliated with the communists will be dealt with severely. So now we know that Wei never died. He served jail time for 15 years. It's craziness, man. Craziness. The story is unfolding before your eyes. Alright. We're gonna head upstairs. Oh, we gotta go upstairs the other way. This game can be confusing at times. Did that blow your mind? Did that blow your mind right there? Alright, spirits there. Back upstairs. Wei should pop up somewhere around here. Alright, we gotta find a way. We're gonna go back outside. Alright, I think we're on the right path, yeah. Alright. Follow Wei over here. The bonfire of hope is almost depleted, diminishing in the wind. Alright, this is the book club. You see Miss Yin, you see Wei, you see other students. So let's see the conversation. Some of the book contents might conflict with your everyday thoughts, but this material will help you engage in reflective and independent thinking. Well, let's call it a day. I do want to remind you all again to never mention this book club to anyone else, for that might put yourself and others in great danger. And Wei, I'd like to ask you a favor. Yes, Miss Yin. Is it about the new books? I've already given a list to Mr. Chang. He said the shipping company won't help us anymore, but he'll figure something out. The government is enforcing restrictions on all imports. Soon, the book club might come to an end. Miss Yin, why are things like this? I'm sorry, Wei. There's nothing I can do either. Oh, just one more thing before you go. Mr. Chain never brought us any of those books in the first place, right? Ha, I knew I can always count on you. Alright, so that is the book club. Wei was a part of the book club, so is Miss Yin. and Counselor Chang and other students. Added to the journal, clipping blacklisted to return home for burial. Half a century in exile, blacklisted to return home for burial. During the period of martial law, Ms. Yin Soon Han was a wanted political fugitive. She was lucky to evade arrest and left the country only to be blacklisted. She traveled the world fighting for her human rights and freedom of expression, but unfortunately died of lung cancer at the age of 50. Her last wish was to be able to return to her hometown. Now this wish can be achieved with the lifting of martial law. So Miss Yin, she escaped the country, but she died of lung cancer at the age of 50. Crazy, man. So Counselor Chang executed. Miss Yin was able to escape, but she ultimately ended up dying a few years later, a few decades later. Now let's follow Wei out here. And now we can go in that door down here. And this is the bathroom from chapter 1. Alright. Let's check out this note. The door is barred by a broom. There's a note on top of it. Snitcher. Remove the broom. Yes. This is in a woman's bathroom. You hear that? Remember that sound? From chapter what? Chapter 2 with the piano? You can even see the 8-track player on the wall right here by my head. Let's see who's playing the piano. And that's Wei, man, playing the piano. And he disappears. We have a note right here on the seat. Added to journal, note entry. Excerpt. That time, in fear, forcing herself to breed hatred, who knew that she would take the leap and leave this world behind? So this is a note from Wei. Narrow a last word. Because of fear, remorse, the reason remains undecided. I was left with a blur of confused thoughts spiraling through my mind. When I saw the sunlight again, things had changed drastically. My loved ones and teacher went to a higher place. She was buried in an unmarked grave, leaving me a decrepit man. So, you remember, it might have been in chapter 2 as well, where we saw Wei jump off the roof, or Fang jump off the roof. That note was in reference to Fang jumping off the roof. So hopefully you're starting to put 2 and 2 together to see what happened so far. But there's more story to unfold. It's very fucking tragic too. Counselor Chang, Miss Yin, Fang, Wei, all these major characters. Tragedy is striking. Should have our spirit in here. Well, I'm going to save it again actually, right here. Another spirit. There we go. There's a note on a cart. Alright, here's our spirit again. We go all the way down here. Cut the lights on. She can't move. So we have to cut the lights on here. And we have to switch over to the spirit. And cut this light on down here. And we had to cut that light off down here. Alright, so now we talk to the spirit again for our third choice. Acting immediately on one's determination. This is the philosophy he believed in. That someone should take fate into their own hands. With you following him, what ideas do you hold? So in order for the true ending, you have to take hold of your destiny. That is a charming thought. So life has gained a goal. Next to him, you found yourself. You are me. Alright. So that is our third choice. Let's exit out the front. No matter how many times this replays, nothing can be unwound. You can never redeem yourself. Look at that right there. Like instructor by, don't it? Alright, let's see what this beholds. It looks like Fang right there, don't it? Look at that. Instructor by. This is the book list I mentioned before. I found it on our teacher's desk. Miss Fang, the country appreciates your assistance. So remember that phone conversation? When we answered it, I want to say back in chapter 1, when we picked it up and it said your country appreciates your assistance. That was Instructor Bai talking to us. And now we have another spirit. Let's talk to it. Did you think finding something to rely on would stave off your fear? One day, however, he was gone just like that. You've lost everything you can depend on. What choice will you make now? You can quietly accept them, try to take them back, calm indifference. For the good ending, you have to try to take them back. The instructor's sharp gaze was stifling. You steeled yourself and performed without hesitation. At that one moment, transforming into a pitiless patriot. Easier than you think, right? You are me. So, Fang was the one who gave the book list, the prohibited book list, to Instructor Bai. And Instructor Bai had the evidence to capture both Counselor Chang and be on to Miss Yin. But Miss Yin, if you remember, was able to escape. But Counselor Chang, Wei, and the other students were not fortunate enough to escape. They were all caught. Most of them killed. In Wei's instant, he served jail time for 15 years. Alright, so let's follow Wei up to the roof. And there goes Wei, smoking a cigarette. disappears. So let's go downstairs. Okay, to this point, if you made every choice correctly, you will get this paper plane that's right here in the middle of this aisle, middle of this hallway. If you didn't do them correctly, you will get a shadowy spirit. So we're gonna pick this paper plane up and then examine it. Item received: yellow paper plane. Let's check it out. Yellow paper plane. From the white deer, so that's Counselor Chain, to my white daffodil, which is Fang. Fate holds us apart, so let us meet again in another life to our freedom. Alright, let's go, guys. Let's finish the game. Here we go. Open the door. Chained Man Hugh, you are suspected of spreading anti-government propaganda, smuggling banned books, and organizing illegal gatherings. The court has already obtained the necessary evidence. We now arrest you on the grounds of rebellious activity. Do not resist on pain of death. Looks like it would be difficult to escape this time. Fine. Take my head so that I may join my brothers and sisters in death. Why? Aren't people born to live freely? To think openly, to speak their minds without restriction or fear? Freedom of belief, love, and self-realization. Being with you was a happiness of the simplest and purest kind. I couldn't help but think, when we could be hand in hand living an untroubled life. But in the end, this is only a fool's dream. I too am in vain, like the daffodils fixated on my generosity, on my grandiosity. The world is not ready for the likes of us.
白水仙染上一河鲜血，只能如铁锈般凋零。
Alright, everyone. We were playing as Wei again. Remember we played as Wei in the prologue? This is Wei at the end of the chapter. Alright, so let me do like a simple breakdown of the story, right? So, Wei was a part of the book club with Mr. Chain, Miss Yin, and a couple other students. Their book club persisted of reading prohibited texts and illegal books pertaining to communists. And Wei ended up telling Fang about the book club. That's how Fang was able to get the list. And Fang got close to Counselor Chain, and she had found out that Miss Yin was the one that told Counselor Chain that they couldn't be together anymore. So for Fang to get back at Miss Yin, she gave the book list, the prohibited book list, to Instructor Bai, and Instructor Bai pretty much got rid of everybody who was in the book club. Fang didn't do it. She was too emotional, and she tried to stick one up to Miss Yin, and it backfired, and it cost her the person that she loved and Counselor Chang. It cost Wei 15 years of his life. It cost other students their lives, and Miss Yin was blacklisted from ever coming back to her hometown, to where she eventually died of lung cancer. So Fang, giving that list to Instructor Bai, pretty much marked the doom for everybody else involved. So Fang couldn't handle the stress and everything that came with her being labeled as a snitch. That's why you see snitcher posted around everywhere in the game, because Fang was the snitch. She ratted on the book club, got them all caught, got most of them killed, and got most of them sentenced to jail time. So Fang couldn't handle all that, so she jumped off the roof and killed herself. And her soul, her spirit lingers throughout the school, and can never ever be set free, because she killed herself in the school. So everything we played up to this point just playing as Fang's spirit throughout the game. So let's read this list. Construction signboard. Evidence of vandalism alongside many signs of protest. That's why I say, like, when I at the beginning of the game, when I told you guys about the Netflix show that they made out of this video game, it didn't do it justice, because in the show they didn't focus on this story primarily. They pretty much focused on like what happened after the story, and having Fang's ghost like possessed like one of the new girls, and they just pretty much copy and pasted the same story, Fang's same story. When I feel like they could have fleshed it out and fleshed out the characters even more. That would have been a banger if they would have done it the same way the video game did it, but they didn't. Metal lodging for laborers. At last, to be demolished. All to be demolished. So you can watch the Netflix show. I'll probably watch it again, but it ain't a banger like the game is. Barred from the heavens and hampered from the underworld. Alone and wandering forever, she goes. Pitiful. I don't know who this old lady is, but this ain't like the first time I seen her. Like, this ain't the first time you would encounter her, right? At least for me, it wasn't. Like, when I died against the puppets, on like one of my previous playthroughs, she was outside. Like when you play as Fang and you get killed by one of the puppets, you would be like outside, and she's outside as well. She's saying that same thing. So that ain't the first time you will encounter her in the game. But yeah, man, this story is a great story. It's deep and it's well thought out. And this is Wei's notebook. So let's examine. Amnesty certificate. A certificate of amnesty. Name Wei Chun Ting. Type of pardon, amnesty. Crime declared invalid. Thought I would rot in jail. I didn't expect to live past martial law. People say I am a victim of politics. My crime was written off, but my youth is long past. Something lost can never be regained. Letter from home. This is a letter from Wei's father. A yellow letter, my son Chun Ting, so Wei. Even though I witness sickness and death on a daily basis, this still fills my heart with grief. Your mother's disease was utterly untreatable. I can only hope she died without worry, without pain. A person's body can be physically locked up, but your mind is always free to go where it pleases. Father hopes you can still get some peace of mind in this situation. Stay warm, stay safe. Your father, Jai Zin. Eventually, mother still passed away. Father didn't take it well and had to take a break from his clinic work. His written words were spirited and calming. They supported me during my darkest days. And we read this right here. We read this earlier, but Wei has another part of it. So let's read that. 15 years of my life were taken away by a piece of paper. I can still clearly remember when the military police came knocking and carried me off in front of my mother. Little did I know, that was the last time I would see her face. And we also read this about Miss Jin fleeing the country and wanted to come home to be buried. So this is Wei's part of it. After being released from jail, I haven't had any contact with Miss Jin. I couldn't believe it at first, but I heard she had passed away abroad due to lung cancer. Like with my mother, only after seeing her ashes with my own eyes was I able to realize I had lost a familiar part of my heart forever. Alright, we already read this part. So let's read what Wei wrote. This is his letter to Fang. Well, his letter about Fang. So let's read what he wrote on the other side. It doesn't matter what I was feeling back then. Only pain and sadness remain. Alright, once you read all this, you should have every collectible and note in the game collected, and you should get a trophy for it. The large banyan tree's been cut down. It's weathered the storm of generations, yet it fell under the sharp edge of human desire. So the banyan tree is gone. You gotta submerge yourself in this moment. My talking will be limited. I'm gonna read a few things, but it will be limited. You gotta submerge yourself in the sound, the music. Time, it rots everything away. Even I cannot hide from it. Alright, I'm gonna let the soundtrack and stuff speak for itself. Fantastic game. I love this game. That's why I say it reminds me so much of Silent Hill 2, because everything in the game is kind of like Silent Hill 2. The characters, like the story. It's a deep, impactful story, and it fleshes out the characters to a T. Not only the ones you play with, but every character that the event affected. It makes you care that much more about the characters. That's one of the reasons I love this game. Alright, so we're gonna head up to our old classroom. And like I can even understand like most characters, even Fang, like she lost a person she was in love with Counselor Chang. Counselor Chang was the only person that cared for her. Like after her parents started fighting, he was the only person she can turn to. And he accepted her, and she just ended up falling in love with him. And to get back at Miss Yin, she gave that note up, not knowing the consequences that would come behind that, and she lost everything, including her life after that. So let's go back to where it all started, the classroom. And that, everybody, is Detention. Like I say, I'm gonna keep saying it till I'm blue in the face. Fantastic game. Overall, a great game in my eyes. Story was fantastic, impactful, very drawn out story. I'm a sucker for those type of games or shows or whatever. Like that's long, that's story driven. Take its time to flesh out characters and make you care for those characters, not just the main characters in whatever game or show that's out there. I'm a sucker for soundtracks. This game has an amazing soundtrack. And man, you should play this game. It's on console now. It was an original PC port, but whatever you can find at PlayStation Store, Microsoft Store, you should purchase this game just to experience the game for yourself. Fantastic game. And I'm gonna let the credits roll. That is the true ending, the good ending. Like I said, you can't get the bad ending. I might splice the bad ending in after this credits, because there's one more thing you can get in terms of trophies. You have to get both endings in order to 100% the game. We have one ending, so that's another trophy, but the other trophy we have to get is for the bad ending. So I might show you guys how to get that bad ending. It's really self-explanatory. Just when it comes down to the choices, choose the wrong choices and you will get the wrong ending or the bad ending. So I might put that in here, but I'm gonna let this roll. Alright, you will know when you get the bad ending when you see this spirit here of Fang all distorted. So let's talk to her, see what she has to say. Memories are like a mirror, reflecting the true likeness of your soul. Okay. Remember, see, you don't have to answer all the questions wrong. You can answer them, 2 of them truthful and 2 of them like wrong, and you can get this ending. So you don't have to answer them all wrong. Okay. We got another memory here, another spirit. Maybe you still want to forget. Maybe you're still afraid. Okay. And we have another spirit here. Facing your own aspirations but not confessing to the truth. I am you. Yet you are not me. And we get pretty much the results of what Fang has done when she turned in that list. All those bodies around there in that Red Sea was a result of her actions. And look, there's Wei. Constantly cycling over and over, with only the river of Sanzu at the end of her journey. There's Counselor Chain. Yet the knot of sin still lies unsolved. The bridge leading to Paramenta lies in collapse. And here's Michigan. So the Requiem with a warm crescendo welcomes you once again. And yeah, we get more bodies on top of bodies. And that eye is watching us as we walk past the tree. Bodies on top of bodies in this blood-filled water. As a result of our actions and not owning up to our actions. And choosing to ignore those actions. Alright, and this is the ending. Once you get this ending, you get all the trophies for the game. And we have our spirit waiting for us with a noose. And we all know what that's for. We know what we have to do. Okay, guys, that is the bad ending for Detention. I just wanted to showcase both endings for you guys. And yeah, man, Detention is in the books. I don't like to end on that somber note, but I had to show you guys the ending. And that'll do it for my playthrough for Detention. I hope you guys enjoyed the series as much as I did. And like I said earlier, play the game to experience it for yourself. And I will see you for more videos in the future. I'm out.